what's good is your team's position from your point of view in the Premiership top six. Is the heat off your guys, you reckon?
Yeah, the pressure's off, because if you look down at the bottom six, nobody's safe. That's real pressure. I think, if you lose the first game, then everyone's looking around. If St Johnstone go and win their first game, everyone's looking around. So yeah, in terms of that, the pressure is certainly off. But the pressure that we have on us is that the season isn't over. We've had lots of plaudits this week. The players have had lots of plaudits, rightly so. But now it's time to finish the season off and end on a real high. And until somebody tells me officially, points-wise, we can't get into Europe, then we will certainly be going and trying. And
you'll be trying to beat Rangers again, something you've done twice already this season. Must be a belief you can do it again.
Yeah, and I said to the players, to do that 3 times in a season is unheard of. I think it's 45 years since we last done that at this football club. And that's a level of consistency that the players have produced. So it's certainly an incentive. Our fans will want it as well, and we won't be turning up and thinking it's a holiday. That's not the way I work. We enjoyed our week, and it was back to work on Monday again. Everyone was made very clear that this is no holiday, and everybody that will be involved is fully focused in winning games for St Mirren.
So there's a lot for St Mirren. You're sitting here with the opportunity to beat Rangers for a third time in the same season.
Yeah, I think, as I said, it says a lot about the consistency of the group over the 3 years. There's dips and there's ups and downs, of course, but the fact that we've got the opportunity to make it 3 wins in a row is a great incentive. We shouldn't beat Rangers at all. And on paper you shouldn't get anywhere near them, but football isn't played on paper, so it's a case where we'll have to be at our very best again. We'll have to do the simple things really well, but also, can we go and take the game to them? Can we go and press them really aggressively and high up the pitch and get the crowd right behind us?
You spoke about it there, but how much relief is there that you're watching the bottom six rather participating in it?
Yeah, definitely. That's real pressure, because when you're down there, and I've been there, the job's in the line. The club loses millions of pounds, and we are a club that it's hard enough to generate money. Where we are at this moment in time, we need that money that you get from going in the top six just to stay on par with everybody else, just stay at the bottom of the resources, to stay on par. So suddenly the gap starts getting bigger and bigger. Relegation is horrible. You get, as I say, lots of job losses. Any kind of future plans are knocked on the head, because there's a real lack of income coming into the club. So yeah, I couldn't be any clearer in my relief, which is probably half my celebrations 2 weeks ago. But now we can enjoy it, but enjoy it in terms of trying to win every single game.
Stephen, obviously you want to play your games at home, but given Rangers' recent form, is it one of those where you'd maybe rather play them at Ibrox?
No, we'd rather play them at home. Yeah. We really fancy ourselves at home. I believe we haven't always had the results at home we want. We've probably been better away from home this season, like you've stated, and Rangers have been better away from home as well. But look, whatever Rangers team you face home or away, you do face a very good side who have got very, very good individuals to win the game. So again, it doesn't matter where you face them, you have to be on top of your game, but we'll have the crowd behind us. It's not on TV, so we're expecting a big crowd, and it's something that the fans can enjoy. These are the games that you want to play in. These are the games as a manager and a player you want to test yourself in, and these are the games fans want to see.
Just on TLC's deal as well, how significant is that for the club that you've managed to get 6 figures for a player that could be leaving soon anyway?
An incredible deal. I thought Jim was winding me up when he told me, to be honest, and that's not based on TLC's ability. It's based on the fact that there's probably only 3 working weeks left of the season. So a brilliant deal for everybody, for TLC, who has been a revelation after his first season and deserves his move because of his work rate, his attitude, and his commitment to St Mirren. And the fact that we were able to get a 6-figure sum out of that is fantastic. So great business from everybody at the football club.
Does that 6 figures get reinvested in the club going forwards? Where does it go? End of season party? What happens with that?
No, it won't be for the end of the season party anyway. It'll be some party to spend 6 figures. Be reinvested in terms of the structure and the infrastructure. We've already got other plans for the training ground. We want a recovery suite. We want new ice baths, small things that probably every other club takes for granted. And as I say, we keep trying to chip away. But there's also a bigger picture of the football club in terms of the commercial side and trying to bring more money into the football club. Like I've said, at the moment we're on par. It's just about keeping things on par, getting, raising our budgets, raising our commercial activity, all those kind of things really just keeps us on par, because you're still getting the same players, because the money in England's going up and up, the money in Scotland's going up and up. So to stay on par with where we are with our resources, we have to keep finding ways. So the TLC deal's another great bit of business that keeps us where we are, and keeps us slowly putting investment into the football club.
How's he transformed himself since he came to St Mirren, hasn't he? Because I remember seeing him, first game I think was our growth in the League Cup, and you could see there was something there, but he's kicked on remarkably after having one spell at Arbroath then coming back. 2 words: hard work. It's as simple as that. He had talent, he had okay work ethic when he come, and all of a sudden he just decided that he was going to do it properly instead of playing on it, which he was for the first 3 months. And players don't know that sometimes. They come from environments that, they're the better player, and the standards are raised when they come here in terms of fitness levels, and he bought right into it. He worked all over the summer, and he came back like a new player. So the credit's all his, and nobody else should be taking any credit for it. I'm certainly not. All I've done was give him a platform. The staff have put a lot of work into him, but he's the one that has driven it by his sheer desire and work and energy on the football pitch. And he becomes almost like a role model in a sense, and also like a recruiting sergeant in a way as well. People can see what he's done. He does, because I've done that previously at Motherwell, and it takes time to build that reputation again at another club. But over time with Louis Moult, Cedric Kipra, Ben Hennigan, to name but a few of boys that we brought in and sold for big money. And again here, boys that we're bringing from non-league, Richard Taylor, Keelan Boyd Munns, boys that weren't playing on real minimal money when we brought them in. And I've got the reward. So when you're recruiting other people, you can refer to that. They can speak to them. Players speak to each other, and obviously know each other or have connections somewhere along the line. So it certainly helps our recruitment policy, and that's the plan. Martin has to try and find another TLC now.
Stephen, just getting into the top 6, does that allow you then to kind of plan in terms of recruitment for next season, and also guys whose current deals are ending, maybe offer them new deals?
Yeah, I said this a couple of weeks ago, getting in the top 6 or not getting in the top 6 probably affects my budget by 1 player, possibly 2. Right. It doesn't affect it massively, and that's what I've alluded to by saying, the resources we have is one of the lower resources in the league. So to stay with that gap as it is, everybody else is putting a lot of money into the club, so we have to find other ways to do that. But my budget doesn't overly change. It has to go up to stay on par with everybody else, but it means 1 player, 2 players maybe if you get a top 6 finish.
Will you get a slice of the tourism fee for investing into recruitment?
Yeah, as I said, it'll be, some of it will go into recruitment, some of it will go into just the general running of the football club. The cost for every business has gone up. The minimum wage has gone up, so all of a sudden that has added costs in. So the cost of living, electric, everything. Running a football club is an expensive business, so there'll be a little bit of it put into it, yeah. But there's also a lot of infrastructure, the training ground, the AstroTurf pitch. There's a lot of things need done to keep progressing the football club, and I understand that it can't solely go into the playing budget.
How's your squad?
Yeah, good. We've got everybody fit. I don't think there's any injuries out with Evan, who's making super progress. He maybe the last game of the season could be involved, so great progress and great credit to him. Other than that, I have a fully fit squad.